nasty.
Nasty! Little nasty!
Think you little nasty beast.
You're nasty. You're nasty.
Body count important. It goes back kind of to the whole thing. You can have 20, 30 bodies and not be a hoe. And you can have 20, 30 bodies and start a new relationship and, you know what I mean? And it's like nothing ever happened. It's like a reset button.
So, I would love to say it's not, but I personally think it is since I have a little one and I'll get around. I would prefer people who don't get around. But I do believe that after a certain, after somebody gets 28 to 30 around there, when you're really trying to settle down, then I feel like it really doesn't matter. Because people just been having sex. There's no reason to try to patronize somebody just because they had a really active past or they got around a while ago. But if they're not that person now, then I feel like you should really consider that when consider talking to somebody.
But to be honest, coming from DC, back in DC, people they started at a young age, I guess. I mean, I kind of started kind of late because I was real, not sheltered, but my father didn't let me do nothing, so I kind of started late. But down here, in the South, a lot of people started really early and had a lot of bodies really early. So it kind of took me by surprise because I'm used to people still being virgins or just having one or two. I come down here, people having 10, 20, in high school. I'm like, what in the world y'all doing? Y'all bored or something?
Body count is not mad, it's just a number. It's just a number. So if I had sex with 50 people or one person, at that point, it's just a number. That's basically it's just a number. Only hoes care about body counts. A normal person is not.
It's all about your maturity level. That is gonna happen. Sex is a part of life, and it happens. So to me, body count, that was something that I was really concerned about in high school when I first got here. Like I said, it kind of shocked me that a lot of people were doing what they were doing. But at the end of the day, if you meet that a great person, you got to kind of look past all of those stats, how many boyfriends they had or how many bodies they had. And it's hard to say, but I'm just being really transparent with you. Because everybody probably at this point in time, unless you're abstinent, that had a few bodies. So you just got to put up with it anyway. And understand that they ain't need something, you feel me? So.
Body count is definitely not important. I don't care how many dudes have been through you or how many women I've been with. It doesn't matter at all.
No. I'm not just saying that to be safe, but regardless of you date, statistically speaking, you're going to deal with somebody who's had a lot of sex. So if you stop definitely you get to know a person, then I don't know what to tell you because you're going to get deferred like that almost every time. I've liked a couple people I was just like, damn, they had sex with so-and-so. Well, you can't do that all the time. Unless they whores. That's when you go the whores, they had previous STDs and this is publicly known. They had a baby and all that stuff. This is sex. Sex is sex. So body count's not matter.
Body count to me is important in a way, but not important in another way. So for me personally, I don't care what your past looks like. I more so care what your present and what your expectation of your future looks like. So actions speak louder than words is a similar cliche that I would use to describe this, because if your current lifestyle shows me that your future lifestyle is going to be different than your past lifestyle, then that is okay with me. But if your body count is high, your present lifestyle is actively seeking more to add to that count, then I'm not interested at all. I want you to be attracted to me and for you to seek attention just from me.
Do you think I'm cute? Yes or no? Yes?
Okay, so what I look for in a girl, I look for girls, I like pretty girls who are nice, kind.
I don't discriminate. I love women as a whole. It don't matter if you light skin, dark skin, Puerto Rican, whatever. If I vibe with your personality, that's one thing. I can't deal with somebody that I can't talk to. and talk to on a deeper sense. Like you can probably see through all the how I'm answering these questions. I like to get a little bit deeper than face value with things. So I need somebody that can challenge my intellect too, as far as having a casual conversation. And we don't even have to like the same things, because in not liking the same things, you learn stuff new. You learn new stuff.
What I look for in a girl is what I look for in a woman. In a girl, I look for the body. In a woman, I look for smarts, personality, how she carries herself. In a girl, they're not mature yet. I look for a woman. So with that being said, a woman to me has to stand out. And she can't just rely on her looks. She has to be beautiful on the inside. I look for a woman.
And for the girl that I'm dealing with doesn't have to love sports. I want to know if you like watching homegrown television. I can watch Flip Flop with you or House Hunters or anything. It's just about learning something new and doing new things and being progressive and growing as a person and with somebody else. And if you can bring that into my life, that's what I'm looking for. And beauty is a mindset to me. You got to carry yourself well. It's not all about looks. It's about how you treat people. It's about how you treat yourself. Like, and in that's somebody that I can be with. So
I fall in love with like the little things. So like the way she carries herself, the way she like swishes her hair, or the way like she has like little mannerisms when she talks, or like she laughs a certain way. Those things really catch my attention.
What I look for in a girl, she has to be, well, the basics: smart, pretty, but she also has to be able to hold an intellectual conversation. Like somebody that can open my mind and get my gears turning, if I were to say. Someone who loves music, and someone who is success driven. I can't have just somebody lazy, you know what I'm saying? I want somebody who wants to work and keep working to better themselves.
Independence, that's one. Being able to talk about problems, communication, understanding, and sacrifice. I think those are the 5 things, because a lot of times you meet people who just don't, like, sometimes when a girl meet a guy and they cool, or it's something like me who have like their life ahead and their work ethic is good and all that, if they think it's like a warning sign, like, oh, he's trying to play you. But really I'm trying to show you, hey, I'm out of my shit, I'm trying to be an adult, and I want you to be the same. Another thing too, please don't be no kid, don't be whining. Like, I need you to grow up, because the reason why I stress that so hard to every female I talk to is because the problem is that, and this will be guys too, for anybody, but the problem is that when you're like naive, you don't think, and I have to think for you, and that puts myself in a predicament. And I'm gonna get in trouble with stuff that you're not really thinking about. So just, you gotta be mature, independent. Money's gonna come. Cars and all that stuff's gonna come. But if you know where you're going, you know why you're here, then that's all I need, to be honest.
But the general things, so I like smart girls who are nice and kind, as I said before. Don't really like girls who really just do things for attention. Someone who's genuine, who is easy to get along with, and feel comfortable around. And we like to, if we can spend a lot of time together, if they spend a lot of time with me, then they'll probably end up getting my heart.
I would say that some of the things that attract me most are athletes, because I see mentalities in them that I identify with. I'm a very driven, very hard worker. I'm very much about making the most of the time that I have and making it most efficient, putting in work from the time the sun comes up to the time it's time to lay down at night. And I'm very active and very fit, so I like having people that enjoy fit, active activities. It wouldn't interest me to want to date someone that was not active and not fit and didn't enjoy being active. The other thing is that my life centers around my relationship with the Lord, so someone who is like-minded in that means a lot to me, because if we're not like-minded, then we're not going to see eye to eye on anything, and I can't raise a child with someone that doesn't see eye to eye with me.
Makeup is bad. Only water can tell us the truth.
When it comes to makeup or natural glow, I'm kind of naive to when a woman is actually wearing makeup, because some of y'all hide it real. Y'all hide it real well until that one day And I was like, what's wrong? It's a little, but it's okay. But I'm not a big cake up makeup person. You can tell when a woman is caking up makeup. And that's not really what I'm about. Like, I know y'all probably seen the meme, like, the first day I'm gonna take her on is to the pool. Because we really wanna know how you look, the real you. I think makeup is a barrier. Makeup is a persona that you're putting on. I wanna know the real you.
I don't really mind the makeup, but I do prefer girls with a more natural look because I feel like girls who don't like wearing too much makeup. Because I feel like if they're like, makeup can do some pretty scary things, I'm not gonna lie. So it's this video, this guy with like a girl, and I was like, you know what, I can't allow it. So yeah, I realized that like makeup can change somebody's face quite a bit. So with that, I do prefer people who have more natural looks and are kind of more confident just wearing their natural God-given face out.
Most makeup looks nice when it's done right. I don't like that cake up stuff. I like the little fake natural glow. So, but when it comes to makeup versus no makeup, it's all about how you wear it. If you're gonna wear your makeup, don't splat it on. Just something real slight, real nice. I love like me and lipstick. But if a girl has some nice lip gloss with some baby, that's the one right there.
I prefer my woman to come as she is. You don't need makeup to enhance you. I want to see you bare, crusty, ashy face. This is the reason why I feel like you're hiding something. You get all that makeup, that couture, all the other stuff on your face. Just be yourself. Just wash your face with lotion. That's all I want to know. Wash your face thoroughly and just put lotion on. I don't want that at all.
Natural glow, baby. I like to see all of you, all the naturals, whether you got bumps, pimples, whatever. Let me see them. Don't want to see no makeup, bro, because one, makeup is messy and it's a way to disguise yourself. So no makeup for me.
Natural glow. Girls don't realize makeup make you look old. Like Mariah Carey, she's fried. Natural glow work for me.
I don't prefer to be able to see a different face whenever you take your makeup off. So I love to see people's natural beauty, and if you want to, throw a little eyeliner on, a little mascara to accentuate your already attractive features, then I'm all for it. You can throw a little bit of blush on, but when I start to see, I can start to see the layer on your face, that's changes colors from here to your neck. That doesn't attract me, and you might be a perfectly attractive person, but I like seeing natural beauty, and I like seeing people that are comfortable with their natural beauty.
Well, at the time, I was upset, but I definitely overreacted, especially because she's not the last person that has his baby.
What does that mean?
I'm pregnant.
You're pregnant.
Man, if you get the I'm pregnant text, tweet, call, Instagram, whatever. If you know what you've been doing, like if you've been having sex with her without using protection, of course you gotta have the thought that it's yours. So I would never say, well, it ain't mine. If I'm having sex with you and I know it's unprotected, I'm gonna be a man and I'm gonna accept the fact that I probably did. But in that, you gotta sit down and have that adult conversation. This abortion, pro-abortion, not pro-abortion, like all that stuff, it's a good conversation to have because you gotta understand that you're bringing a child into this life. And if you want that child to have the best life possible, and you know you can't provide that to them right now, I'm not gonna put nothing off on my parents. I know a lot of people probably just had the baby, give it to their grandma, give it to their, nah. If I'm gonna bring something into the world, I'm gonna take care of it. And I'm gonna make sure it's straight, no matter what.
Like
this. Damn, first. Not really, I wouldn't say that out loud, but I probably said it to myself. And if it's most likely mine, well, that's very unlikely because use protection and no use of that, so that's my advice. But if it did come to that point, then, and if it actually was mine, then I just have to man it up,
Well, first of all, I don't mess with people. I never have, and I don't think I ever will, because I'm not attracted to someone that I'm not passionate about. So I'm not going to be passionate with you until I have an emotional attachment to you. So I personally have am waiting for marriage to have sex, and I won't be passionate in an intimate relationship with someone until I have, a ring on their finger.
To be honest, I don't know what to do, because I feel like my life wouldn't be over, it would be just beginning. Because you gotta bring a baby to this world. You gotta man up quickly. So
Yeah, I'm a problem. All for real. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, because I love kids. I mean, right now I'll be like, damn, I can't believe I really got pregnant. But
My answer to that question would be, the baby's not mine unless I know for a fact that we had sex and I ejaculated. But other than that, no, it's not mine. No, at all.
that being said, I'll probably tell them to keep it for one. We don't do abortion around here. I tell them to keep it. We'll raise it together, family. No, is they yours? Is they mine? No, together. We'll have to work.
I would definitely be there. You got to just grow up. I mean, I sat there and lied with you, had unprotected sex. I knew what I was doing. I know what happens when he's crying himself. And the pregnant, I'm like, damn, I could be father, who gaga. That's the way it goes. That's the way it has to go. So I definitely have to just grow up.
But if I were to put myself in that scenario, and I did mess up, and I was messing around, and she told me she was pregnant, it's my responsibility to own up to that. I don't believe that at any point it's right to get rid of the life that's inside her. I can't control what she does because we're not married. It would be my opinion that she keep it and that we take the life that we were blessed with. Even though we were outside of what God would desire for the design to be, He has a way of taking things that we mess up and turning it into something beautiful. And that's not to justify it, but it is to say that He can work through that, and that even still through that, we could raise a child that could have a wonderful life.
You ever just be so happy in life? Why you just be so good? You be getting this money, losing weight, eating healthy, damn near vegan and shit. Edges is back like they never left, hair growing back from all the breakage, skin glowing, smiling, good job. I ain't got into it with none of your girlfriends, then all of a sudden, a fuckboy wanna come into your life and fuck shit up!
My definition of an F-boy is somebody that doesn't have the woman's best interest at heart. Someone that uses women. I really don't like seeing women get used. I try my best to negate that, but then some people really just, like, it comes off the wrong way. Like when you're trying to save somebody from being lied to or being deceived, and if they really feel in the person, they're not gonna believe nothing you saying. Like,
alright, so my definition of a fuckboy, basically somebody who's just not shit. I mean, guys can tell who other guys or fuckboys are from a distance. We just know. We know the game. We know how we run it. We know how we play it. For some reason, I guess girls don't really catch on all the time, or they just see a guy and find him attractive, and they kind of don't really worry about everything else that may be surrounding him.
Definition of a fuckboy. Is someone that just gives two fucks about anything regarding women. They just want to get in, get it out. They just want the pussy, and nobody business. They don't care about your feelings, how you feel about it. As long as you popping that pussy, that's the only thing they care about. I promise you.
A dumb dude who ain't got no common sense. Fuck boy. I mean, just a dude that doesn't know how to treat women right. There we go.
the real definition of a fuckboy is someone who needs to live by entitlement, who thinks that he's doing shit by fucking a whole bunch of girls, who think because he disrespecting his family, his sisters, or anybody, think that he going somewhere just because he's in his girlfriend's car, ain't got no job, don't wash his ass.
So I've heard this term. I didn't hear this term until I came to school here, actually. But I asked about it because I didn't know what it was. But the interpretation that I got was someone who actively pursues multiple women at the same time without them knowing, and then they find out, and then so that's what they would call him in that instance is, they thought they were the only one when they found out there were actually 5 others, and so in that instance, he would be called fuckboy.
So, party, drinking, and smoking. I'm kind of boring. I guess I'm like the new millennium of boring. I don't smoke it out. I hate smoking. I hate smoke. I hate being around smoke. I hate talking to somebody that smells like smoke. Anything dealing with smoke, that's not me. I hate it. I swear. I really hate smoke. I hate smoking one more time for good. And drinking, I'm not a drinker at all. Now that I'm of age, though, I casually drink if I'm going out to like a lounge or something with my peoples. So, I mean, drinking it's whatever. Just don't be sloppy drunk, because I don't like dealing with sloppy drunk people. But if you drink, that's all good. But dealing with somebody that goes out to every party, no guy wants his woman to be at every scene, be at every party. Because we know what happens at party. People dance. Your girl's gonna be dancing with other niggas. Like, we don't want that at all. I personally hate the thought of that.
Yes, I could, because I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I do like to party and I drink socially. So do I really mind them doing that? Not necessarily, but there will have to be some kind of either like established rule set where we both like understand each other. Like, if she doesn't want me to go out like at a certain point, or if I don't want her to go out at a certain point, we can come to some kind of understanding.
I probably would. There's pros and cons in everybody. Everybody has flaws, so you might as well take it or leave it. Now she has a great personality, but she just want to apparently just smokes every day. That's fine. I accept her as who she is. I'm not going to just try to make her over. If I like you, I like you. You drink a lot, it's fine. As long as she's not an evil person on the inside. That's all that matters.
And it's not even being insecure. You just know when you were single and you go to a party and you know what and 9 times out of 10 you know what your girl got. So you're like, damn, I know she's doing this, that, and the third, and I know they liking it because it's like that or whatever. So you're playing all these scenarios in your head, especially if you're not going out as well. If you back home and she goes out to a party and you kind of wanted to spend time with her, but she chose a party over you, you feel some type of way, and then you just thinking about all the worst possibilities possible that could be happening right now. Somebody trying to get her number, somebody doing too much with a dance, because you know how some of these down, especially down, like I said, down in North Carolina, they gotta do stuff a little different. Like if you're like, for guys dancing with a girl, you get to start stroking her and all that stuff. Like if somebody doing that to my girl, you gotta see me, you gotta square up, for real.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, she gotta come home to me, right? So.
No, I thought about that. No, it's not cute. I don't do that, so I don't even have an explanation. That's just, it's not attractive. Now I see where your priorities is, because you're spending money on liquor and weed. You're probably not spending money on your bills, or you're prioritizing this trash. I mean, some people who party around, they can maintain that, but me personally, like, it's not attractive. Like, you don't smoke all day. You gotta do nothing else constructive, so nah.
But in that, you gotta trust your significant other. You gotta trust them enough to go out and know that they having fun. If you go to a party, I know I get dances at a party. That's the best part of going to a party. But you gotta understand that at the end of the day, it's just a dance. And like, hope and trust that that's all it is for them. When somebody coming at them with the number, they hiding it, like, get it out of the way.
Would I date someone who parties, smokes, and drinks? No. Would I later in life if they got it together? Sure. But that kind of stuff tells me that you're undisciplined, you don't care about your body, you are not worried about your reputation, and you are not focused on making yourself better. You're focused more about what you're doing. I want to be with someone who spends every day trying to make themselves a better person and taking steps forward, not taking steps backward.
I love you. This is what I need to say to you. You look so beautiful. I want to have sex with you. Alright?
Would I date a girl that's celibate? Celibacy is a beautiful thing, and I admire everyone that is going through it right now, currently in this day and age. Would I date a girl that's celibate? Yes. But dating a girl that was celibate will cause you to really check yourself, because a lot of things that you do, it will, like that you've done with other women, you wouldn't be able to do with that person, because they, like, it's the pressure of sex and everything sexual and the temptation of it is like a heavy thing. So if you have somebody that's been battling that for their whole life, and then you come in and you trying to change that, that's not, like, that's wrong. That's really wrong. So you would have to make that change with them, and you would have to be celibate, make the decision to be celibate if you really see it being long term. And that's another thing. You would have to think, dang, will this really be a long term thing? And you have to think that early, because if not, you're wasting her time.
It's not so much that I couldn't. Part of the reason I'd have to really question this would be I'd have to ask her why she chose to be celibate and the reason she wants to remain celibate. Because celibacy technically doesn't mean they're even waiting for sex. I mean, until marriage. It means that they're technically just not having sex anymore. But I'd have to ask to see, what the actual reasoning is and kind of figure out what she's aiming for with her celibacy.
I would. Because that's allowing me to know her better, not just allowing sex all the time. She's gonna shape me into the person that she wants me to be, not force me to be. If I just want to have sex, she would know that. But understanding that I want to know who she is inside and out, and spending that quality time with her, that's the best part about getting to know a person, is understanding who they are. Now, if she was just pop a person within the first week, I'll probably leave. I didn't find that interesting, to be honest. But if she's celibate, and I really like her, so I'll hold out.
Yes, because I actually did date a girl who was celibate, but that kind of changed when we got to college. So, yeah, I take that chance. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can't help who you fall in love with, right? So, yeah.
We feel like it's better for us to take time and really get to know each other and really know about our feelings, emotions, and what's going on. Because what happens is people have sex early and mix things up. Because now you're so fucking affectionate to that person that it's like, damn, I don't really want to get to know them because I already had sex with them. So what's there to know? So it's kind of like, yeah, I think celibacy is probably smart as hell, actually.
Obviously, yes. After the answers to some of the other questions, I would definitely date a girl who's celibate. I'm celibate, so I would think that, I wouldn't care if she wasn't, but if she was, obviously that would be even more attractive to me. Is it going to mean that, does that mean that someone who is not attractive? No. It just means that if you are, it adds another level of attraction, and the excitement on that night when we get to be together would be, different. God orchestrated it that way. I've heard a scientific interview that said that the human body releases a certain type of hormone twice in its life. Once when you're born because it bonds with the mother, and once the first time you have sex with someone. And so it's funny that that's the case, because if that's the case, then it makes sense that we're supposed to wait to bond with the person we're supposed to spend the rest of our life with. So I think that you can have wonderful, passionate, meaningful sex if you've already been with other people, but that it will be something that neither of you have ever thought about experiencing if both of you have not yet had sex. So would I date someone who's celibate? Absolutely.